I'd like to do an example on finding trig function values. This particular example states that given that sine of theta is equal to the square root of 10 over 10 and that theta is an acute angle, find the value of tangent of theta. Basically, if you're given the value of one trig function, then you're given either an x, a y, and an r for free. You're going to be given two of those things. As long as you're given two of those things, you can always find the other one by using your Pythagorean theorem. Now, on this particular problem, there's a little bit of a trick with the sine theta equal to the square root of 10 over 10 part. Okay, if sine of theta is equal to the square root of 10 over 10, if you notice that there's a square root of a value on the top and you have that same value on the bottom but without a square root, then that indicates that this number has been rationalized. And so before you start the problem, you need to unrationalize it so you can know the exact values of either x, y, or r depending on which trig function you're given. So we're going to take this and we're going to unrationalize it by multiplying by the root of 10 over the root of 10. You unrationalize the same way that you rationalize. And so on the top, you have root of 10 times root of 10 is just 10. And then on the bottom, you have the 10 from the front that just stays, and then the square root of 10 that you have multiplied by. From here, you can cancel the two 10s, and so this becomes 1 over the square root of 10. Now, the reason you needed to do this is so that these numbers are in a way simpler than the numbers you started with. Sine is equal to the ratio of what x, y, and r value. Sine is equal to the ratio of y over r. And so this being the case, do y'all see that y would equal to 1 and r would equal to 10? I'm sorry, r equals the square root of 10. Now, given this information, you can always find the other missing value. In other words, I'm missing an x value. To be able to find tangent, I need a y value and I need an x value. So let's find the missing value by using Pythagorean identity, or the Pythagorean theorem. You have x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. X we don't know, so that's going to stay x squared. Y is 1 squared, and then r is the square root of 10 squared. 1 squared is just 1, and then the square root of 10 squared is just 10. Subtracting over the 1, I get x squared is equal to 9, and then we have the square root of both sides. Make sure to remember the plus and the minus. And so you have x is equal either plus and minus square root of square root of 9, which is 3. Now on this particular problem, it told us that theta was acute. Because theta is acute, that puts us in the first quadrant. And so because we're in the first quadrant, you can choose the positive value here for x. X is equal to 3. So tangent of theta is equal to the ratio of y over x. Y from up above was equal to 1. We have just found out that x is equal to 3. So the value that we're looking for is 1 over 3. This concludes the example on finding trig function values.